Obviously, one of the main things that young men struggle with in this day and age is like a lack of purpose. We're lazy, not motivated, not doing any work. Like we don't have anything to like aim towards, right? But I think a second thing that is almost just as important, if not more important, is not having a network, right? I was watching a Kevin Samuels video, one of his videos about like why young men are just like struggling so much, and he said that the reason you're struggling so much is that you're trying to do it alone. You're trying to go at it alone, right? Like community is a massive thing, and I've always, when he said that, for me it was just like I echo that, right? For years and years I've always thought like, do you know how much easier, now I understand this was coming from like a place of like being lazy as well, but it was also true, right? Like, you know how much easier it would be to like be consistent, hit your goals and everything if you had like a group of people, right? I just pictured like having like a house. You got like a house where you're living with, like, for me, the magic number has always been like 6 of us, right? You got like it's 6 of you. You're living in a house. They're like-minded guys who are on self-improvement. You're working towards whatever it is. You each going to like uni, like you're studying whatever it is you're studying. You're coming back, right? You work out in the morning. You come back after uni and you're like working on your business together. You're sitting down at dinner and you're just talking about like what you're planning on doing in life and everything. And you're sharing, right? Like, I just thought like, dude, if you had like that sort of environment, it will be so much easier just to get everything done, right? And I even thought like back when I was trying to like become a footballer, I was like, imagine you have like that house and you're going to training every day. You're not going to miss training if everyone else is going training, right? You're just not going to miss it. And training is just going to be a lot more enjoyable because you're training together, right? And I think that applies with like everything, like just having a group. And I think when Kevin Samuel said you're struggling because you don't have a network, I think the number one thing a lot of young men should be focusing on is building a group. For me, I was just like, yes, I completely echo that, right? So now the question comes, like, sure, like I think most people that are watching this video would agree with me that it would be nice to have a group of like-minded guys that you're working with, and it would make everything easier. It'd probably make you more successful. But how do I do it, right? In this day and age, it's difficult, right? Now, again, when you're watching like someone like Kevin Samuels, and I think this is something I've started to realize, it's just when you're speaking to people of like the older generation, they simplify everything. Like, we overcomplicate everything, right? I think someone might have asked him another thing, look, so how do I build a network? And he was like, easy, like dedicate time to it. I think it's like there was also like a similar thing where we were speaking about like, like when you're dating women or whatever, and people are like, I don't know where to meet like high quality women and everything. And he's like, brother, go out there and approach women, go out there and talk to women, like go sign up to like a class or something, go like play the piano, or sign up to like piano lessons or something like that. Like, it's basic. Go out there and do it, right? And I think the same thing applies to like building a group. Like, do stuff. Like, for me, like, you've got a phone, right? Like, I think from when I watched that video, I was like, okay, I'm going to make it my number one priority now, right? I'm obviously like quite privileged in this case because I've got a following, right? So I set up like a story. I put up a story and I told people to like message me if they like between this age, they have like these values and everything, and then we can talk and you can create a group, right? So I've got that. But even for you, like, you might be watching and thinking, okay, I don't have a group. I don't have a group. I don't have a following. How am I gonna create one? And I think it's something. Again, it's simple, right? Like, I think for me, I'm also like doing more of this because obviously I have like the group, but I don't think it's not like as tight knit as I'd want it to be. And obviously it takes time to like build that sort of thing. But also, I think you need to go out there and like hand pick people, right? You need to go onto Discord. Like, there's so many Discords, bro. Like, there's so many Discords. Go on like channels of people that you like, right? That have like similar values. So like obviously for me, like, I want like, young men around my age who are Christians as well. So I'll go onto like Christian channels for like young men. Obviously there's a bit of like a dearth of Christian content for like young men, but there's a couple of them. So I'll go there. Maybe I'll leave a comment in the comment section telling people, oh, I want to create a group, yada yada. It's a bit spammy, but like, you figure out, like, you have to do it. Like, you have to go out there and find, right? If you find just like one guy there and he's like a proper like lifelong friend, you're there, right? You do that 5 more times, you've got like a group of 6, and you're set. You don't even need 6. Even if it's just 3 of you, just find 2 people. Just 2 people, bro. 2 people who think like you, that you just get along, and you're on like self-improvement and you're doing things together. It can drastically change your life, right? You're going to do something like that. Or one thing I've been doing is I've also been going on Instagram. I like watch like a lot of Christian content or whatever, and I see like they have Discords. I'll go into the Discords. I'll obviously read read the rules, right? You obviously just can't go around spamming things, right? But one thing I'm doing, I like to go onto like the introduce yourself, like I think it's called a sub channel. I don't know what it's called. It's a channel, right, where it's introduce yourself. So you go onto the Discord. I know it's like Christian people there. I'll go onto the Discord. There's an introduce yourself section. I'll click onto that. First of all, I introduce myself and I'm like, I'm looking to make like-minded friends. Hit me up, right? I'll say that. Usually that doesn't really work because people don't go out there and like message people. But maybe you'll get lucky and you'll get messaged, right? But another thing I do is I'll look through. I'll look through every couple of days. I'll look through the introduce yourself channel and I'll just find like people might put like the age. Someone will be like, oh, I'm this guy. I'm a 21-year-old guy from here, and they'll like give like a synopsis of who they are basically. And then I'll click on the message, and you can like message privately, and I'll just message them and I'll be like, hey, what's up, man? I saw your message on the thing. I'm looking to make like-minded friends, and I'm hoping we can get along. Just do that, right? Do that. I actually have like it's a copy and paste message basically because I'm sending the same message over and over again, right? I have in my notes, I have it like written out, so like now every time I'll just go there, copy the thing, and then I'll go into the Discord and I'll search, right? I'll just search for people my age, guys my age, who look like I'd get along with them, and then I just message them, right? And then you do that. Find a bunch of Discords, you do that, right? You can build a group like that. Now, I did start doing something like this. I think it was in 2021. I was like, dude, I'm so lonely. Like, I want my own group. And I started doing it. I remember I was doing it on Hamza's Discord, and Hamza's Discord is massive. So I just started talking to a bunch of people, and it started getting rigorous, right? Because obviously you have to keep up the conversations, and like tons of conversations. But I've also made, I've made a couple of decent friends from there. I haven't like built a group with it, right? But now I ended up stopping doing that because again, it was just very rigorous, and I didn't see where it was taking me. But now I have like a goal. My goal is to create an Instagram group. Maybe we get each other's numbers and we create like a WhatsApp group. That's obviously like once you've done that, you're lit, right? My goal is to find 5 other like-minded guys who are just like me on self-improvement, Christians, my age, and then we just create a group, right? So now I need to find 5 guys. So now I'm going back, I'm doing the same thing now, but now I know exactly where to look. I know exactly what I'm looking for, so now I know where to look, right? So you can do that. There's the Discords, that should probably be foolproof. You do that, like, you spend like 10 minutes every day, right? I rate like after a month, you should be sorted. You should find like people that you get along with. And then obviously you need to like spend some time like getting to know each other every week. Like every week, one thing I do have a plan to do is like every like Sunday, we just do a Discord call and you just talk about things, right? Because how did you make friends when you were in high school? You would just, it's more like a proximity thing, right? You're sitting in class together every day, you know, you're going to break and everything, and you're just being around each other and you're just getting to know each other. It's not like, again, this is another thing, maybe if you're like just on a side tangent, if you're going into like dating and everything, it's not, you don't make friends by asking like basic questions like, oh, how old are you? Yeah, obviously that's important, it's like, you know, like the age. Like again, for me, like I want people my age, but you don't make friends that way. Right? You don't make friends asking, oh, what do you do? What's your favorite color? What do you think about this? No, it's just being together and you're just interacting, having shared experiences, right? Talking about things you get along with, topics you're interested in. You just speak about things, right? And then you get closer and closer. And over time, that's really when you make like good friends, right? Now, obviously, the problem is finding people like that to do. And I've just told you like how you can do that. Another thing I'm gonna do as well is you just go onto Google and you like Google like Facebook groups, right? I know none of us think about Facebook, but it's a nice way to find some people. Now, the caveat with that is that how many people like me are on Facebook, right? That's obviously, it's not that much. But for me, like again, I can find like Christian like youth groups on Facebook. I'll just go onto those and then just start interacting with people. Like you can start doing that. But I think the number one thing you can do is the Discord. I think it's a cheat code. Just find 5 guys. Dedicate like a month, 3 months. You find like 5 like guys that you properly get along with, you'll be set, right? So I think, yeah, you should do that. Like I think it's important for you to have like a group. It's very, very important. A lot of men, we're very lonely nowadays. And again, think about how lucky we are to have a phone and like Discord, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of this. Literally like 100 years ago, we would not have had to do this with a phone. I think this is why I say when you ask someone like Kevin Samuels or people from like their generation, they just simplify things. Like, you have a phone, go find people. But he didn't even give that advice. He said like, go out, sign up to classes and stuff. You don't have to do all of that. But that would be another decent way to do it. Like sign up to like a football team or whatever. Go meet some people there, right? If you go to church, like go to the youth group, right? Go meet people there. You meet people from going out there, allowing yourself to be seen, talking with people, interacting with people. But you don't even need to do that. You've got like Discord and everything. You can find people, right? You don't have to like limit things to like your area. Like you can just find people around the world. For me, I'm not like that fussed. It would be nice to have people that live where I live, but I do think the world, like there's just obviously there's a lot more people to choose from. Like, it's easier to find people like that. And I think, I plan on becoming rich. I think we all plan on becoming rich. But, I just think like, okay, if I make friends like from all over the world and we just talk and we do calls every week and everything, if we're building our businesses, it probably won't take us like 2 or 3 years, and then we can fly somewhere and meet for like a holiday or something. See, like all you need to do is like find the people. So you got Discord, use it. Speaking of like people, like where you can find people to like join, like I have a channel, obviously. You can go join my Discord. You can actually like talk to other people on my Discord and find people to talk with. The link is in the description. And then again, if you're someone who's like similar to me, like I'm sure you've gotten a gist of like who I am, right? If you're like 21, 20, 22, between like 20 and 22, if you're Christian, I think those are like the two like main things for me, because I obviously want like people who have like similar religious like beliefs to me. And you think we get along and everything, just DM me on Instagram, DM me group, because on Instagram you get like a bunch of DMs. It's very difficult to like sort through which ones you want to look through. So just message me like group, and then I'll know like exactly what you're talking about, and then we can talk, and I can add you to like a group or something. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to join the Self Improvement Brotherhood, and until next time, see you boys.